It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. I got another recent email from Mike Cohn that I thought I'd read to you. This one talks a little bit about the benefits of delaying decisions, which I thought was really interesting. So I want to see where he takes this. He says, I'm sitting in a hotel right now. I won't fly home for several days. Okay. But once I arrive at the airport near home, I have a choice of two routes to get me all the way back to my house. Both routes start the same, but then I have a decision to make. I can either stay on the side streets or get on the highway. Usually the highway is the faster way home. But depending on a number of factors, sometimes taking the highway takes longer. Fortunately, when I first leave the airport, I can catch a glimpse of the highway and decide highway or side streets. And so I defer the decision until after I see what the traffic looks like on the highway. Then there's no reason for me to decide today, as I sit here in my hotel, how I'll drive home from the airport several days from now. Okay, now that I see where he took this, this makes perfect sense. I think sometimes we make decisions about things that are so far out that we don't allow for in the moment decisions to take place because we don't know how those in the moment decisions are going to impact or what's going to happen or whatever the case may be. I think that in order for us to really understand how work flows and to really master what we're doing, it's important for us to allow those in the moment decisions to happen. We need to allow for things to progress so we can see where we are. And this is the whole reason why we work iteratively or in an agile fashion. So I think it's just so important for us to defer. And in this case, Mike's definition, once again, is spot on. He says there's tremendous value in deferring decisions, yet we often rush to make decisions that don't exactly need to be made. Lean refers to this as the last responsible moment, as the time at which a decision will be made for you and you don't get to decide. When I leave the airport, I'm always in the rightmost lane. Unless I explicitly change lanes, I will end up on the highway by default. This last responsible moment is that moment which decision becomes made for me. If I don't change lanes by the time I reach that intersection, I'm taking the highway home. And I think that there's nothing wrong with taking the highway home. It's just a matter of being in control of your decisions and your ability to make those decisions. So as you go on to make decisions regarding a project, maybe it's a good idea to ask yourself, is there power in deferring the decision, or is it something that we really do need to make a decision on right now? Ask yourself, what's the impact on that decision, both short term and long term? Ask yourself a couple of questions, because I can tell you now, even based on this situation, there's definitely power in deferring decisions till the last responsible moment if it's something that makes sense. Every decision is not going to be this way, but many decisions are. So sometimes you'll find yourself deferring a decision to do something when you should be making a decision right away. Other times you'll find yourself making a decision right away and then later saying, why did I do that? It kind of limited my ability to move in a different direction. So I think there's power in both ways. I think it's just a matter of understanding the scope of what you're trying to do and engaging in and deciding what's going to work best based on what you know now and assessing how much could change between what you know now and what you could learn later. If you could do those things, that's going to help you really make better choices. We're going to keep it short and sweet. That's going to do it for today. If you have a topic that you want to discuss with us, if you have something that you want to drive home, and thanks, Mike, for the awesome email, by the way. You're always awesome. Send it over to learnmore.agiledad.com. We'd love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you, stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.